Hey, how's it going? Hey, I just wanted to kind of rant a little bit more about this war. Um, do Americans ever learn? Do we ever learn anything? You know, I can remember the Iraq, the first Gulf War, the Persian Gulf War, and that was interesting at the time. There was mixed feelings for what I remember about it, but that was the first war that was ever really, live on television. CNN had reporters on the ground where you could see live footage, and that's the first time in my lifetime that you ever saw, things going on in real time. And it was both, as I remember it, interesting and horrifying at the same time. That was a long time ago. That was in '91. And, we were sold that as like being a 100-hour war. And, like I say, I think there was mixed feelings on it. But we really never left. And I think, we had spent like 61 billion, which was a lot of money back then. And, in 2003, the Iraq war, by and large, I think people were pretty much supportive of that due to 9/11. And we were sold a load of horse shit by our government on why we were there. And even though it was lies, and, 8 years later, $2 trillion, it was just a fucking disaster. You can look back now at history and look at the facts, and it was obviously just nonsense on why we were there. Again, it traces back to money. And the frustrating part for me, maybe I'm in the minority. I'm a boomer. A lot of boomers are total Trump supporters. No matter what he does, they're going to just go along with it. But this sounds eerily similar. The reason we're in Iran sounds eerily similar to what we were doing in Iraq. I haven't seen any credible information that they were anywhere near making an atomic weapon to attack us. Like they were going to get us in a week. Yeah, they've been enriching uranium, which they're legally allowed to do. But I haven't seen any credible evidence of that. I know there's a lot of people that like saying it because it supports them, but I haven't seen anything credible on that. And, so here we are. And, initial numbers I heard that it was going to cost us were ridiculously low, like 30 million a day. And Jesus, we spent, I don't know, I had it written down somewhere, but the first 24 hours was $779 million. Come on, man. Do we ever fucking learn? I mean, like I say, there's some people that are going to support this thing no matter what, just because Trump says it's a good thing. And I see a lot of comments on social media and even on my channel. My channel's pathetic. I'm just on here ranting. I'm a boomer, and I feel like we're a little underrepresented. Jesus. On YouTube because it's primarily younger folks. And, a lot of boomers aren't going to agree with me because a lot of boomers are full on MAGA. I'm not. Okay. But obviously. But the excuses I'm hearing, Marco Rubio, that word salad he threw out there the other day that basically kind of admitted that we don't really have any justified reason for doing this. You can't connect the dots, that they're presenting, and it makes any sense. The only thing that makes any sense to me is what a lot of people are claiming is that this has to do with covering up Epstein files. And I don't know, but if you just connect the dots, I can't see anything else that makes sense unless you're in that Fox bubble and you're just listening to what's being fed to you, spoon fed to you, and you can't break out. You can't. There's no other way you can listen to anything. Jesus. But I don't see anything good coming out of this. I'm not an expert on foreign affairs, but I've watched these fucking wars now for forever. It feels like my entire fucking life. And nothing good comes out of it. I'll tell you who it works for, the defense contractors. And, big money interests. It's good for billionaires, but it doesn't help us, doesn't help you. You might be being told it's keeping you safe. Do you really believe that? I mean, we didn't even, last time, weapons of mass destruction, all these fear tactics, and none of it ever turns out to be true. That's not anti-American or anti-military. That's just looking at things objectively and being able to sniff out a rat. I mean, we're being lied to, as usual. So, I don't know how this thing's going to shake out, but this is the difference between now and then is there's more things at play. There's more division than ever. Most of the rest of the world hates America for good reason right now. And so this is pretty scary stuff, considering the talk of nukes, we seem to be lockstep with Israel, which I will never understand. Trump seems to go along with anything that Netanyahu wants to do, and it's apparent. So I don't know who's calling the shots in this one, Israel or the U.S. or both. Is this just a distraction? Seems like it. So we'll see how it plays out. But man, this isn't a fucking game, and we're playing with fire with this one. Some of the projections I'm hearing, this thing could very easily slip out of control, and it could be devastating beyond comprehension. And I can't believe anything that comes out of the administration, because everything they say, 90% of it always proves to be bullshit. So it's just me, but when someone lies to me over and over and over and over again, I tend to think they're full of shit. What the fuck? I don't know how people believe somebody that just keeps lying to them. Unless you're in that bubble and you just blah, 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 blah. You won't listen to anything. You're too far gone. I could do a whole video about people in this country that are just worried about being wrong. They want to be right so bad, they'll go down with the ship. And I don't understand that mentality. It's okay to be wrong. I'm wrong about shit, and at least I try and admit it. But I need some fucking proof that I'm wrong, because I try to be objective and look at facts, not just what I want to be true. So anyway, that's just a little rant. I'm just another guy. If you agree, most people that have, I don't have a big channel. I'm just an old guy ranting. It's my therapy, okay? But the few people that have caught them, 90% of them disagree with me. They seem to be out in the bubble. That's fine. I don't hate you, man. You do you. It's whatever. But I'm kind of surprised how many people are still in that bubble that are just too interested in being right to look at truth. So anyway, that said, I just wanted to kind of shout out this morning, because I just did a bunch of reading this morning, and it's grim. But anyway, have a good weekend. Stay safe out there. Like and subscribe. We all need all the help we can get these days. So stay safe out there. It's crazy.